going on, guys? It's Cimo. So today we're going to be unboxing the brand new Shaddoll Showdown Structure Deck. Now this is really exciting because there's a lot of brand new cards in here. Shaddoll is one of people's favorite archetypes of all time, especially post Duelist Alliance era, and it's cool because Shaddolls were actually doing something prior to this. I mean, we just saw at the Card Market Series event they actually took first place at an event. Yeah, it could be a bit of an anomaly, but maybe there's something there, and with the support of the cards from this new structure deck, maybe there could be some sort of rogue contender in Shaddoll. Who knows? But I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys the new cards and just kind of go through the new ones and show some of the amazing reprints that are in this structure deck. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. I would say this is definitely one of the best structure decks that Konami has ever printed. We've gotten some in the past that are pretty good. I'm just going to completely rip this box apart. We've gotten some that are pretty good before, but I mean, the combination of new cards plus reprints in this structure deck are incredible, and it's just really, I hope this is like the standard for going forward, because I love when we get these structure decks that, you know, you can buy 3, you actually have like a pretty decent, competent deck, and can do something with, similar to like Salamangreat or Monarchs. This should be how structure decks are just kind of built in mind. And again, Order the Spellcaster, that's another one. So I really just hope that we keep this trend of good cards plus good reprints, and buy 3, have like a decent deck that someone can play. So, we're going to start off here with El Shaddoll Greista. This is one of the older Shaddoll fusions, the fire one specifically, so that's nice. I believe this originally came in Secret Rare in its original printing. And okay, so here we go. Here's one of the new ones. El Shaddoll APKALLONE? I do not know how to pronounce this, but anyway, it is a Spellcaster fusion effect, 2500 attack, 2000 defense. It requires 2 Shaddoll monsters with different attributes. Must first be fusion summoned and cannot be destroyed by battle. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If it's special summoned, you can target one face-up Shaddoll on the field, negate its effects, or excuse me, one face-up card on the field, negate its effect. I think it said Shaddoll by accident. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Shaddoll card from your deck or graveyard to your hand, then discard 1 card. That second effect is actually pretty neat because you could combine this technically with a card like Extra Foolish Burial and essentially give yourself like 3 Rhodas for Shadolls, which is kind of crazy. I'm not sure if people are going to go that route, but it is something that people could experiment with. Pretty neat. Here is the alternate art El Shaddoll construct. Personally, I'm a fan of the original, but again, if you haven't owned constructs before, they are kind of expensive, so the reprint will do just fine. The alternate art is very nice on this, so I will say that, but really nice to have this card back at 3, just a very solid card. Now we have Shaddoll Chaos. These names, man. So it's a light level 2 spellcaster flip effect monster. Flip, you can special summon 1 Shaddoll monster from your hand in face up or face down defense position. That's not bad. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can send 1 Shaddoll monster from your hand to the graveyard. And if you do, for the rest of this turn, all monsters you control gain attack and defense equal to the original level of that monster sent to the graveyard times 100. You can only use each effect once per turn, or one of the effects per turn. Now, the nice thing about this is it's also a light, so it's just more fodder for construct, and it is a Shaddoll name as well, so do keep that in mind. Just a pretty decent card. It's like fine. I don't know if it's like crazy or anything, but this one, oh boy, Shaddoll Wendy. So it's a wind level 3 psychic flip effect. Flip, you can special summon 1 Shaddoll monster from your deck in face up or face down defense position, except another copy of itself. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can special summon 1 Shaddoll monster from your deck in face down defense position, except Shaddoll Windy. You can only use 1 Shaddoll Windy effect per turn, and only once that turn. This is perfectly fine. This card being able to just get you more resources onto the board. Like I said, anytime you see a card that says special summon from the deck, there's probably something there, and it's probably very powerful, and this card is no exception. Very good card. We also have Nail Shaddoll Ariel, so it is a water level 4 psychic flip effect. Flip, you can target one of your banished Shaddoll monsters, special summon it in face up or face down defense position. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target up to 3 of your 3 cards in your graveyard, banish them. You can only use, in the graveyard. So you can target up to 3 cards in the graveyards, banish them. You can only use 1 effect per turn and once that turn. So it's kind of like a DD Crow or the Dancing Needle if you play Magical Musketeers. It's fine. I don't think it's like amazing, but it's decent, right? I mean, it's able to get Shadolls back to the field, recover resources. It's also water for Annoyatilis, like if that matters at all. And then here's the other one, RESH Shaddoll Incarnation. So it's a trap card. Target one Shaddoll monster in your graveyard, special summon in face up or face down defense position. So that's already pretty good. You can banish this card and one Shaddoll card from your graveyard, then activate one of these effects. You can either change one face down monster you control to face up defense position, or change one face up monster you control to face down defense position. You can only use one effect per turn and once that turn. So this is really neat because this allows you to, like, if you get like a Falco, let's say, from the deck, you can banish this, flip it up, trigger the Falco, summon something again from your graveyard. It just allows you to kind of speed up the process. It gives you some fodder for like Foolish Burial Goods if you want to go that route. Just a very solid card overall. It's also like a monster reborn for Shaddolls too, so really just decent card all around. Now here's the reprint for El Shaddoll Winda. I really don't like this artwork, I'm not gonna lie. I know some people might, but I prefer the original. But again, if you're looking for Windas, this is a very good way to get them. And El Shaddoll Shekanaga. I love that there's so many super rares and ultra rares in these decks. Remember before, they would give you like maybe 3 supers and like 2 ultras. Now they're just giving you a ton. But super rare Shekanaga is nice. Not as good as it used to be, but still a fine card. And again, another super rare, Shaddoll Fusion, just very, very, I mean, it's Shaddolls, right? Of course, we're gonna have Shaddoll Fusion in here, but again, it's cool that it's super rare. And I think we're onto the commons now. So you're gonna get a copy of Falco, you're gonna get a Hedgehog, Squamata, there's a Dragon, there's a Beast, Hound. You don't really play Hound, but you know, it's in here because it's Shaddolls. You're also gonna get like the Zephyr ones too. So you're gonna get Zephyr Naga and you're gonna get Zephyr Core. Blackluster Soldier, this is pretty cool. BLS was actually getting pretty high in price. I think the cheapest copy was like somewhere in like the $8 to $10 range. So this is a very, very good reprint. This also brings back memories of the old Shaddoll days where people just drop BLS on you and just murder you. Lava Golem is really, really nice. Again, it's not like the most expensive reprint, but in a format where you've got these Break My Board style decks, Lava Golem is just a very, very nice include in here. Darkrom Dragon just recently went to 3. I think this is a huge beater, and for just a $30 variant of this deck, which we are going to be doing a video of. Check back tomorrow if you want to see that. This is just really cool to have in here because it's just a huge body, it's a boss, and it just can do so much destructive damage. Fairy Tale Sleeper, interesting that that's in here over something like Luna, but that's fine. Trick Clown, I think that's an awesome include in here. We have Armageddon Knight, makes sense since the whole deck is dark. Fellis is kind of paying homage to the older days of like Shaddoll Lightsworn, but I don't think the most applicable, but it is a light, so you could send it off for Construct with Shaddoll Fusion. Electromagnetic Turtle, that's also kind of a throwback too. Mathematician, very, very solid reprint in this deck, it makes perfect sense. Curry Bandit, it's fine, it's dark, I mean, it's not like the worst. Cerberus, again, another throwback. This was a really, really powerful card back in the day just for removing opponent's threats, so that was really good. Then again, we're gonna have some of the weird Shaddoll cards that really never saw play. So here's Curse of the Shadow Prison, the Shaddoll Field spell, in case you didn't know they had one. El Shaddoll Fusion, again, it's Shaddolls. It's good that they have this. NEPHE Shaddoll Fusion, this was played for like a little bit. I think when Anoia Tillis was printed, I think it was played as like a one-of in Shaddolls. It's fine. I mean, you're typically not using it too much, but you're pretty much just using El Shaddoll and Shaddoll. Super Polymerization, though, this is huge. I am so happy that this got reprinted because this was getting very expensive for some people. So now you can just pick up your Shaddoll decks and it's going to be very accessible. Instant Fusion, I mean, just look at all the reprint value in here. Allure of Darkness, I think the cheapest copy of Allure of Darkness was like $5 for like a common. So here's another reprint for that. So that's just very welcome. Foolish Burial, it's only a one-of, but it makes sense because you're playing Shaddoll. Even Living Fossil, like, yeah, it's not Monster Reborn, but it like basically is Monster Reborn. So like, it's fine that this is in here. I think it's perfectly okay. And then Pot of Avarice, the newly unbanned Pot of Avarice making its appearance in this deck too. Again, with all the graveyard shenanigans you got going on, it's cool that there's actually like some draw power in this deck outside of just something like Beast. So that's pretty nice. Twin Twister, again, like just look at how many solid staples you're getting in this deck. This is just incredible, especially if you're getting back into the game. It just helps you accumulate all the cards you need if you're gonna play other decks. Now we have Shaddoll Core. This is typically played as a one-of just to kind of help you get your Shaddoll Fusions back to your hand or just manipulate attributes in some odd instances. Sinister Shadow Games, this used to be 3 of in a lot of Shaddoll decks, but more modern builds, I don't think play it because it's a little bit too slow, but a very powerful card nonetheless. Do not underestimate it. We have Pure Shaddoll Aeon. Again, I don't think that was ever really played. Lost Wind, again, it's not like the best effect negator, but it's still a pretty decent effect negator. You basically get 2 uses out of it for a single card, and if you're picking up multiple decks, you basically have like 3 effect negations, or like Valors, let's say. I think Valor might have been a little bit better because it's light, but you know, it is what it is. Unending Nightmare, very solid side deck card. Doesn't always see play, but still very powerful nonetheless. NECRO fusion, just kind of like a fusion trap card. It's not really too good, but it's fine. Subterra Secession, this is kind of funny. It's a Subterra card being played in a Shaddoll deck, but again, it's got like flip effect synergy, so that kind of makes sense. We have an El Shaddoll Wendigo, which is, you know, it's Wendigo. There's the new Shaddoll Wind monster, so that probably makes sense why she's in here. And there's El Shaddoll Anoyatilis as well, because we have the new Water Shaddoll effect monster. So not too surprising. This card used to be very, very good back in the day. And then lastly, I think we have, oh no, there's two cards actually, or unless that's an ad. Yeah, that's just the Duel Links ad. Lastly is just the Shaddoll Construct Link monster to kind of wrap all the things up. So guys, that's gonna go ahead and do it for this Shaddoll structure deck opening. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I really hope Konami continues this trend of just putting such good solid reprints and staples in these decks where you can pick up 3 of these decks and actually have a semi, you know, viable deck that you could take to locals and actually have a bit of fun with, whether you're a new or a returning player. So guys, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Be sure to like the video as always. Subscribe to the channel for more amazing Yu-Gi-Oh content. And if you found this video informative, consider supporting me on Patreon or becoming a YouTube channel member. Because just by showing your support in any way that you can, you're investing in my ability to continue bringing you amazing Yu-Gi-Oh content. So thanks so much again, and we'll see you next time.